the building. Another review for you here with Paradise.
Yes, man.
Episode 4
Yes.
on Paramount. On is it Paramount? It's on Hulu. It's on
It's on
ABC.
some of
It's
everything right
on
now.
so many different. It's on so many
Different,
different
yeah. Like
streaming
I'm not gonna
services
lie,
right
this
now.
is the first show in a while that I feel like was everywhere.
I
Like
I don't know the last time I saw a show get spread out like this, but they are. I mean, listen, for us, Paradise is a huge hit,
it
so
is,
they
and
thinking.
I'm saying they could be pushing propaganda because the way this show is going and the way they just got it on all these different networks. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think it's propaganda?
Listen,
We
I don't know, but since y'all are here, you must have seen episodes 1 through 3, and if you haven't,
go back and watch right now.
go back and watch it.
We're gonna ruin it.
This show is absolutely amazing. The
Yes.
first 3 episodes grab you by your seat. I've already seen articles about episode 1 because they did a pre-release, and people are like, "Yo, like they got us thinking that the big thing was that the president died." And it's like, no, the big thing is that we're living under a mountain.
In a mountain. Yo, first of all, can we talk about how everything just got built up until this point? Like the world had some type of major disaster that we still don't know exactly what happened.
Right.
The world has shifted to a point where they had to now evacuate into a mountain that was artificially
Only
constructed.
25,000
Only
people.
25,000 people. Like, how do you even get to the point where you can rationally choose between the 25,000 people that live or
Listen,
live in your mountain? Not even that live, just living in your mountain.
we don't even know, but Gabriella definitely had her work cut out for her. But this episode, oh my god, I love this episode because I'm not gonna lie to you, Billy is one of my absolute favorite characters.
Now he's your favorite
No, he
character.
was my favorite character before, but I was just like he acting real suspect, and it was too many things happening. But they did listen. That's how you know a show is doing a good job, right? Because they had
Right.
did such a great job showing bits and pieces of Billy and Jane. I mean, listen, this episode twister with both of those characters,
I'm
right?
not gonna lie, didn't see a lot of the plot twists coming.
None of it.
So I will say a lot of Billy's background I did see coming though.
That's interesting. I didn't. So let's jump into that. We
Right.
see they take us back to Billy as a kid, right? Billy is living with his uncle, who we automatically see was just trash, right? They go out into the forest or the woods, and he wants Billy to shoot the deer, but the dog ends up making a noise and running the deer off.
Right.
So the uncle is upset with the dog and basically said that Billy could, he's basically saying you can't feed the dog, you need to take the dog out and shoot him. He goes outside, gives him the gun. Billy is looking like I already knew he wasn't going to shoot the dog, right? Because Billy still has a heart.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not think he was gonna shoot the dog. I thought he was gonna run away.
Oh no, I knew he was shooting his uncle for sure. I saw it. I saw it from a mile away. Oh yeah, this guy's got to die.
I thought he was gonna pull a gun on the uncle, but not
No, but
actually kill him.
remember, think about it though, because Billy is Secret Service essentially. He's got to be quick on his feet. There's got to be a reason why he got chosen. And unfortunately, I just kind of saw like, okay, this is gonna be the leader.
You saying that if you were a serial killer as a kid, join the Secret Service is what I heard.
Hey, listen, I mean, I'm not saying to do it, but I'm just saying if the shoe fit,
If the shoe fit, wear it.
Nah,
Okay,
in this world, in Paradise, it works, but in the real world, it doesn't. Because I mean, I would hope so, but then again, it wouldn't shock me if that were the case.
It wouldn't shock me.
That's all I'm saying. So
not in America, living in a mountain.
Not at all. So we see him shoot the uncle. He gets sent off to juvie. Some kid approaches him and he's like, yo, you're the guy that shot his uncle instead of the dog. Like, and said something smart, and Billy went ham with his fist. Nothing around, just his fist. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that kid had broken bones in
In the
his
face.
face.
I'm not gonna lie, that kid deserved it though.
Oh, well, do you think so? I mean, this is juvie. All of them have
Yeah,
issues, and
exactly.
but listen, he tried to
You,
exert his
it was the it
dominance,
was the
and
it
it
was
did
the it
not
was one
work
of
for
those
him.
fuck around and found out moments.
Definitely
Because it
did.
was only his first day. You didn't even get the chance to even let him get in here first.
Yeah, yeah, I
You feel
agree.
me? You gotta
So
scope the scene before you just start pressing people
no,
who
no,
get beat up.
no. He felt like Billy was fresh meat. Come on now, we've seen this, right?
True,
Somebody
but
new coming into the celly, you know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, I gotta let them know who it is. Like I'm the big dog around here,
mhm,
and he thought Billy was a puppy. And
yeah,
listen, Billy is
Billy,
more like Cujo. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Billy is definitely born an animal.
yes,
He was definitely born into very unfortunate circumstances,
he
man.
was. And I think that in this moment, I see like Billy's. I don't want to say I see his humanity, but I just see like the piece of him that was broken,
I'm not gonna
essentially.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. They always try to show the humanity of the white character. Like, come on. Like, we already know he had a heart, but he still did something stupid.
He
So I'm
definitely did.
confused. Like,
He did a couple of
a
things
lot of things
stupid,
stupid.
but we see that he basically gets out of juvie. I guess they held him. I don't know how long. Did you think they just held him since he's like 18?
Yeah, he was
Right.
definitely in there until
And
about 18.
then so he gets out, and there's this man who's in military uniform, something of the sorts, who's like, listen, I'm here to give you a second chance. And he's basically a hired mercenary. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see that coming, but I kind of was interested because I'm like, oh, this is how you got here.
Right.
So he's a hired mercenary, and this is where we break back to the present day, and Xavier texts Billy saying, "Hey, we need to talk." Meanwhile,
Billy and Jane in the crib.
in the crib kicking it, and
Kicking
Xavier's
it.
outside, like, let me see if he finna,
Right.
tell the truth. And he says, "I'm already at work. Catch you later." Now, here's the thing. My question when this episode started, and we knew that this is where it was gonna go as far as Xavier confronting Billy, was how is he gonna handle this, right? How is he going to give information without giving information? And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo,
I'm just
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pick up what you put down.
okay. Go ahead.
I feel Xavier's discernment for Billy is always spot on. I like as we later on in the episode see, like when they do finally talk,
Mm-hmm.
he can tell instantly if Billy's lying to him or not.
Right. Well, that's true too. That's true too.
Like the way the episode carries from like him lying to him and being in the house with Jane, I feel like the only reason he did lie was to kind of keep the distance. As the more we go into the episode, I feel that way.
Well, I think that keeping distance works only if. Well, I'll agree with you because keeping the distance, we figured out later like why he's keeping the distance. So
Right.
let's keep going. So today is the carnival day, right? Which also is like the day. Is this the day before Cal gets buried, right? So
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out what the hell, right? But also, this was one of Cal's favorite things to do, which gave people a semblance of like this is normal,
Right.
right? And Xavier is looking at Billy's file, right? He's getting Billy's file. Jane walks in and sees him, and he decides to ask Jane, which I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have asked Jane if she noticed that Billy was acting weird, just because I feel like you don't know who Jane is.
Right.
But also like you don't want if you don't really know who Billy is either, you don't want to let him know that like you're looking into him.
Yeah, right.
So didn't find that to be the smoothest thing, Um, so we go back to another flashback with Billy who's at the training camp, right?
Right.
And basically, the guy brings out, he's like, this is my best guy, this is my A1, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to
Yo.
take him on? And nobody steps up,
Except
Billy.
Billy.
And then Billy steps up. Now, are you surprised at all by like his approach to this in this scene?
So I think the reason he didn't initially jump up to step up because he wanted to see who else was tough, who else felt like they had the, you know what I mean? Like he was scoping his scene, and I wasn't surprised that he took homie on.
I don't even know if he was scoping a scene. I think he just took a pause because
Like
he
to
didn't want to
come
seem too eager.
eager, right? Like so he had to take a scene. He had to take a step back to see, like, all right, nobody else. All right, then to me. I feel like that's what it was. One of those situations.
But him not waiting, because remember the sergeant, whoever, well, I won't say sergeant, the leader of the group is like, okay, I'll tell you when. And before he could even say whatever, like Billy just was,
Beating this
he
thing.
definitely
Yeah.
caused a concussion for sure. I'm pretty
Hey,
sure.
but you got to think about it too. Like they training them for the strongest survives type of mentality. So homie knew what was up.
Yeah.
He been there.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
yeah,
I think I was just a little surprised, but then I also realized how much rage Billy had, right? And he talks a little bit about like how through these moments of their flashbacks, because there are quite a few flashbacks in this
right,
episode, right? They do a really good job of blending it, though. I will say that because it was nice to have a glimpse of what their life was like when they first got here.
right.
Between him and Xavier, and so even down to them
Even
being in the line and Billy having to go over and say like, "Hey, they want you. They want to do like a roundup of
right.
what's going on." So to me that was interesting. I do love the dialogue back and forth. We get to see their dynamic as their
I
friendship
even
grows.
I even liked Billy and Cal's interaction
Yeah.
because it showed Cal, even though felt Billy was intimidating, he was still like had playful banter with him. Was able he let his guard down a lot more.
Right.
So that was different for me.
So I feel like here's the thing. I feel like Cal is the president. He's very calm, cool, and collective, almost very honest, very truthful.
Right.
Xavier is very proper, very like professional.
How about we say clean cut? I wouldn't say proper
Well,
because
proper's not a bad thing.
he didn't do the right thing.
Or reserved. That's a good word. Tone
He's probably a
said
bit more
reserved.
reserved.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think
But
he's
he's not
very,
proper though, because he didn't do the right thing when it came to reporting the president
yeah.
death.
Well, that's
He
that's
didn't do the right
semantics
thing when
though.
it came. Hey,
That's
it's
that's his one. That's his only one fault. But I think throughout his tenure with the president, he's very professional. And
right.
Cal and him did develop that relationship
Touche.
until the whole thing with his wife happened, right? But
Right.
I think
But
that Billy offers a more raw and still honest perspective, because I
yeah,
think Xavier is honest too, but he's just honest in a way that he wants to present it in a certain
yeah,
kind of format.
got you.
But I do think that I love the dynamic because you see these two people, two different personalities, same job, and I do really like that they show that two people can be, not that it doesn't happen, right? But I think
Right.
sometimes when you think about police officers, the Secret Service, you kind of feel like they're all in one space. You know what I mean? Like they fit that one box. But to see that Billy is so different and so unreserved. He's
Right.
like, listen, whatever. Like at this point,
But
you need me.
I feel like that's usually the case though when it comes to these type of characters.
Hmm.
Like they're always polar opposite best friends who have some type of something dark side going on here, which turns out to be the case, which is also crazy.
Yes, it is very crazy. So we see a flashback of Billy and Xavier talking about, friendship basically, and Billy just saying like the world beat the crap out of him and he never really had friends. And so even though this is not normal, what they're experiencing right now, sadly, it's the best piece of normalcy he's felt in a while. What do you think about him saying that? Because that's
I'm
really
not gonna lie.
huge.
That was the realest part of that whole conversation was in the life before this in the mountain. I
Hmm.
didn't own anything as a part of the American dream. But here they gave me everything I can ask for.
Yeah.
So that just resonated so much because I feel like people try so hard to be a functioning member of society and will never see certain things just based off of circumstances or their mental state or the obstacles thrown their way. So the fact that he was able to overcome these things by becoming a mercenary, which also would led him to be in secret service for the new president
Mm-hmm.
of the what we now have as the world, which is dope.
Right.
So it put a lot into perspective. It definitely showed victim of circumstance,
Yeah.
because it's like the only reason he is there is because of circumstance. So he was grateful to that, which had its plus sides and its downsides, you know.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And so, again, back to present, we see Agent Robertson seeing Xavier in the file room, and of course, that has repercussions to it, right? Because it's like, what exactly are you looking for? And
yeah.
so,
Hold up. Tone said he ain't cash out all the way on his white privilege.
I mean, hey, listen, I think that in I don't know, I don't know, I'm not white, I don't have
Listen.
privilege, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. I think that Billy is just not your typical. I can't do this
Yeah.
Caucasian. I'm gonna just move on because I can't say
All right.
that with a straight face.
Okay.
So, Agent Robinson sees Xavier, and of course, this is causing issues, right? Causing riffraff at the carnival. You see Sinatra, Billy, and Agent Robinson talking, and as Billy is trying to come over to talk to Xavier, he kind of basically walks away with his kid. He's in the line trying to go on this ride with his son. And then Gabriella comes over. She says, I haven't had a chance to talk to him. She's like, well, you can talk to him now because he's standing in the line for
Yeah.
cotton candy. And they go over there, they have a conversation. He's like, yo, you need to chill out. Like,
You
this is
hot.
dangerous. Sinatra is dangerous. And basically, I think he asked him at that very moment, he's like, did you kill the president? Did you kill Cal? And he says, man, you and those kids are all I have here. You and those kids are my family. You know how important y'all are to me. What did you think about this moment that they're exchanging? Because Xavier came in hot. He said, somebody said that we needed to watch out for you, which I didn't particularly like because I felt like you showing all your cards in your hands.
I feel like he didn't show his cards because he didn't tell him who the source was or anything.
But
But I
it
do
ain't
feel
that many
like
people that
that lived there. I know. But you got to look at it this way too. It was either one or two things. Either you were on my side or I was going to have to kill you. And Xavier, I feel in that moment was prepared to do whatever he had to do. And I feel he also put the ball in his court because he felt he had that rapport with him that he's going to be honest regardless of what the answer is.
Yeah.
So it was like, shoot your shot and hopefully it go in. And it went in for him because he found out in that moment that he wasn't behind it. And he was trying to figure shit out on the back end because he knew more than what Xavier knew.
Right. And what I like is that, Xavier stood his ground after having that conversation with Billy. He talks to Gabriella and she's like, so what do you think? Like, what did he say? And then he's like, it's not him.
It's not.
And then she's like, are you sure? And he was like, I know it's not him. And so I really love that he stood his ground because that matters a whole lot, as we see time go on. And so unfortunately, to me, this is just so crazy is that they have this conversation and then right after that we go back into another flash where Billy's at the bar, talking to the guy, and they have a few flashbacks actually at the bar because you see the guy with his wife who happens to be a scientist and basically saying like, hey, like I come down here to help him out when we're not busy, XYZ yada yada. And I was just very thrilled to see how this played out because I knew somehow that Billy was involved.
So why was you thrilled to see him kill people?
No, I wasn't thrilled to see him kill people. I was thrilled to see like how, what I mean by that is like, I like that his remorse level still exists, right? Like, because I'm like, Billy isn't cold. He's not callous. Like, yes, he's a killer. It's different when you're killing people because they're bad people versus killing people that you didn't want to kill, but somebody is holding something over you, which I know that Sinatra, we find out is doing. So what did you think? Because we see the wolf, right?
So I'm not gonna lie. The way that it was shown to us, I was indifferent on how to feel about Billy, especially because Cal, Xavier, and Billy was all a part of that conversation, which initiated that whole voyage
Mm-hmm.
to the surface anyway,
Yeah,
or out the
absolutely.
mountain anyway. So to go from that conversation and to have a hand in the detriment of the voyage or the whatever information that was supposed to be back for the
Mm-hmm.
people, like I feel like you can never live that down. And I feel Cal felt the same way, which is why he couldn't trust Billy again after once he found out that
But
information.
that's what I'm trying to figure out though, because we see Billy at the bar. He has this moment where he's staring at the picture of the wife, and the husband is saying, like, I told her not to go. I knew it was a suicide mission, this and the third. And we see him get torn, where he's stuck in this moment where he's back outside in the snow and he is looking at a wolf essentially. And we're like, oh, okay, like, but I thought it was a flashback from way back before he
Hmm.
even got into the
Yeah,
dome. And then you
no,
realize he's out there and he literally shoots the explorers on behalf of Sinatra because,
right.
she is a monster. She is exactly what we think she is. Um,
What do you think she is? Because I feel like Sinatra is just a scared little woman who's trying to manipulate her own world.
Scared Little Woman is crazy. She is the Lulu. She is
She
absolutely.
listen. She started off as a scared little woman
Now
and
she's just a
turned to
full delusional lunatic, is what she is, with a
right.
lot of power because she's the one that put this place together, right? Cal trusted her because he knew her as a senator before, way back when, before she became
No,
a thing.
this was her idea, and she trusted Cal
That's what I
as the
said.
senator. Yeah,
But no,
that's
no, no. I'm
crazy.
saying no. Cal trusted her.
Oh, when he was a senator.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
in order to do this, to move forward, I have to trust you, right?
right,
So Sinatra has some say,
right.
majority of the say, but people have to trust her in order to be like, oh, this is a good idea to have this for safety reasons, right? But once you decide to not, like, now that I know things are happening, that's where the problem lies. So I think that that's the thing. So for me, seeing him unfortunately shoot those explorers was just, it was sad because it's not like he did it up. Well, he didn't have to do it up front, except for the one, which happened to be the wife who
Yeah,
he
I
had to
ain't going
double
front
tap.
though. How would you feel to have that type of personal relationship with the bartender's wife? You know what I mean? Like, you serve me, the president, and my partner every day for years because they've been down there for years at this
Hmm.
point, and I have to now kill you in cold blood. Crazy,
I think that when you feel like you don't have a choice, you do the most
insane thing.
insane things. And
I agree.
unfortunately, I feel like Billy felt like, he didn't have a choice. We don't know what Sinatra had over him, whether that was going to be to expose him for who he was, because Billy mentions that. He tells Xavier, if you knew all of what I've done and who I really am, I don't think that we would be friends, and I don't think we would be here having this drink.
Right.
And this goes to show you, because Xavier invites him to the home, gets him to meet the kids, which I love this scene, by the way, because Billy gets down on one knee. He's like, well, I'm your dad's best friend. You can call me Uncle Billy. And then he looks back at Xavier and he's like, I think that went well. And I really love that, because Billy definitely,
Nah,
you can
he.
tell he's
I'm
sincere.
not gonna lie, but Billy pulling up with the slick back hair,
The slick back was crazy. The whole suit,
the
though,
whole
Tom said he
suit.
looked like Pee Wee Herman. I'm not gonna lie. He
He,
gave one of those TV shows where everybody has the same outfit, the same hairstyle, and they show up and they like living in the
yeah,
same house. One of those kind of shows.
that's hilarious.
It was, but I love this episode, and I love this scene because, again, it just shows that there's so many different sides to Billy that we are still getting to
To know,
know.
right?
So I love that, and I think that he was definitely feeling remorse, definitely feeling conflicted to even having to do that, because
Right.
aren't they supposed to not even have real weapons in this place? That's the whole
Right.
reason they're using tasers and whatnot.
No
So
guns. That's a
that
fact.
doesn't make any sense.
And that's also why they didn't let people know that the president was killed,
Right.
because they're not supposed to have any weapons inside the mountain
But
anyway.
that's fine because they didn't kill him with a weapon anyway. They hit
Yeah.
him with a rock, supposedly.
Supposedly. We don't know what the
Supposedly.
weapon was. We
We don't
can't
know what
find
it
a real weapon.
was. Yeah.
Right. So
And so, but before Billy kills the wife, right, the scientist. She says people need to know that the air is breathable up here. Were you surprised that even in that slither of the moment that this is what we're finding out, that the air is breathable up there?
I'm honestly not surprised because they haven't been up. They quote unquote haven't been up there to even check. So how would you know what damage is really done? Like I feel like when they do go up there and they see what's going on, the world is gonna be like some type of what's that I Am Legend type of feel, like where the
Yeah,
plants are grown overgrown, or like
yeah.
that type of apocalyptic type of vibe to it, but not too much decay. I think it's gonna be a lot more greenery because they've been down there for so long.
So I wasn't surprised that the air was breathable, but even in my thought when she said that the air was breathable, my thought was it still might not be ha- habits mm,
And
habitable,
it
inhabitable.
inhabitable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I feel like that's the thing, is that yes, you can breathe the air, but it would take so much money that we're not sure that they have in order to rebuild the entire world essentially. And it's a lot easier to only keep a small portion of 25,000 people safe than to have to worry about the people who will come in and find them and all, all sorts
So
of
are
other
these
things.
people now sterile?
I don't think so. Why would you think they're sterile?
Because you're saying we have to only care about the 25,000 people. That's going to
Well,
multiply.
no, because they definitely mentioned, like, I think Gabrielle mentioned something about like getting people to feel safe enough to want to reproduce or procreate, something to that nature.
Right.
So I do think that they will have kids. I'm sure they have hospitals and things of that nature. But I just think that there's her saying that there's air, the air is breathable, poses a completely different
Right.
thing for them
My
essentially if
thing
people
is
were to
too,
find out.
like, does that mean people still alive? That's what it really comes down to for me.
I think people are still alive. Actually, I think that they're just, because if the air is breathable, then you exist, right?
Yes and no. I feel like because just because the air is breathable, that don't mean they survive whatever natural disaster that happened up
That's
top.
true. People could be ill and very
Or
sick.
people could definitely
So
be ill and
yeah,
sick still.
that's true.
But just because you breathing now, I mean you're alive.
Yeah,
So that's very interesting to think about.
yeah. But we basically figured that she wants to keep people scared. She wants to
Mm.
keep people under her
How,
thumb.
how'd you think about the conversation with Sinatra and
Billy.
Billy? Yes.
I feel like it went as I would have thought. Billy not backing down, him saying, "If you can come for me, then you better send the biggest, baddest mofo that you got," and him saying that don't touch Xavier and the kids. Like, that's my
Right.
family. You leave them out of this. I think it proved his point as to, like, he is like, this is his family, because let's face it, he hasn't had family before. This is
Right.
his first time actually feeling like, yo, I
I'm a part.
really,
I
yeah, I'm a
belong.
part. These people care about me and I care about you, so I'm gonna do what I need to protect you.
Hmm.
So
Ooh.
I'm heartbroken, but we go on, and Billy decides to bring the kids sparklers, and he hangs with them, and he talks to Xavier. He says, "Listen, Sinatra is dangerous. There's some
Yeah.
things that I've done for her that if you knew about, we're not going to be close like this
That
anymore."
that part right there got me too. So I'm gonna go back a little bit to the Sinatra conversation. I feel like Sinatra was playing chess since the beginning.
Absolutely, 110%.
And the fact that Billy underestimated her after knowing who she was, I think is crazy.
I don't think he underestimated her. I think that he underestimated Jane. I think that, no, because think about it though. When you are a mercenary and you've been around other mercenaries, you feel like they look like you, that they come in big packages. But the reality of it is, like, quiet and silent definitely can get you, just like a fart, right? So it's like,
Just like a fart.
I mean, it's the truth
Yeah,
though,
I
because
got you. That's a
hello.
fact. That's a
So
fact.
for me, I feel like it wasn't that he didn't think Sinatra was sending somebody. He just didn't know who, and she
Right.
played it very well, because yeah, this is a plant. She might be enjoying having this sex with a guy, because hey, why not? Sure, I can make you feel like you're something, but
My question though, my question. If Sinatra would have asked Billy to kill Jane, do you think he would have done it?
No, I think he would. I think he would have tried to figure a way out.
That's deep.
Do you think he would have killed Jane?
No.
Exactly.
I feel like Jane is just ain't shit.
Jane
She
definitely.
was the sleeper agent from the beginning.
Absolutely, she was planted. She
Right.
was already planted. Yeah, them meeting and oh, I want to play weed with you. No, this was all Sinatra's plan. Which again, like I said, she
She
is
got
a
insurance
monster.
policies, man. Shout
Yes.
out to Sinatra, man.
Yeah.
You're the most diabolical, clean hand villain ever. I swear.
Because she got a lot of people to do her dirty work for her, for
Right.
sure. So, I definitely was not expecting that. But, Billy tells Xavier that he's going to hang, with the kids. He wants to be Uncle Billy this one last night. And I already knew it was a wrap. Like, I already knew
Yeah,
something
I
was
didn't even
happening.
like the fact that he was there. They lit one sparkler, then he left. Like, come on, spend some time,
I
Uncle Billy.
mean,
Spend some time, Uncle Billy.
I don't think that he thinks that tonight is his last night, but I think that he just wanted to have the moment with the kids before he told Xavier that
Ooh,
this is
excuse me.
what it's gonna be, and before Xavier said like you can't be around the kids no more. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that he just wanted, like, he gave Presley's advice about telling
Yo,
Jeremy that she liked him.
that's what I was about to
So
go into after bringing up the kids. Is I love the way he showed up for the niece
Presley,
or for Presley
yeah,
because it was like, although me and your father got some real crap going on right now, I see you and I'm gonna make sure to give you this good word before I go about my business.
yeah, exactly.
Don't be scared. Shoot your shot.
Yeah. It was real advice in the best way. I remember getting advice from my uncles, you know what I mean? And it was solid, it wasn't sugar coated,
Right.
and it wasn't too much.
Right.
It was just
It was
right.
it was just the right amount of giving her space to make her own decisions,
Mhm.
but also being protective as an uncle.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
and I feel like even the way he blocked Xavier out from even when they was talking about it, because she said, I took your advice and it worked.
Mhm.
And they was like, what are you talking about? And
And he's
he's
like,
like, none your
that none,
business?
yeah.
None your business?
Right. And
Right.
so I
I
love
love that.
that. It was a very, very cool. You can tell that it was a genuine connection. The
Yeah.
kids loved him and they do love Uncle Billy.
Right.
And so he basically leaves. He tells Xavier, listen, I'm gonna tell you about everything tomorrow. And I feel like this is one of those cliche moments in shows where I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
every time somebody says I'm gonna tell you tomorrow or we'll see each other tomorrow, usually that doesn't happen. And
Right.
now I'm left on a cliffhanger and I don't know what's going on. So he gets back home to Jane, gives her a sparkler, and then definitely asks her, is she gonna finish that beer? I guess it was a beer already open. She poisoned it, and Billy is basically choking as he falls to the ground. And she says, "You told her to send the biggest, baddest mofo that she has, and I'm it, baby. Like that's me."
It, baby. I'm not gonna lie. Billy dying the way he did was definitely a cliche way of sending him out because the episode was all about his upbringing, what he's went through, the trials and tribulations of the relationship with the mountain and the real world and things like that. So now at the end of the night, you put him to bed, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I do think that they could have extended him, even if
At
it was
least
for
one
one
more
more episode,
episode, you know,
because there could have been some sort of
higher level of suspense because
yeah.
now Jane is first public enemy number
Well, I
one.
mean,
Like,
here's the thing. The staging of how he died to me is stupid, right? You have
right,
spreading out the pills on the table. Billy was not a pill popper, right? I'm assuming. So here's my prediction, because as we close out the episode, I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of fake suicidal note. Xavier is going to be called over. Xavier is going to automatically know. He said he was going to tell me what was up today. He's dead tonight. Something ain't right. Sinatra is up to some no good. He's going to have a conversation with Gabriella. There's going to be something that happens and maybe a flashback to Cal so we can figure out what it was he was talking about with Billy in the first place.
right.
And Sinatra is definitely gonna look mad guilty. And I wonder if Agent Robinson is gonna be like, something is definitely going on, because now
Do
we've
you think
had.
Agent Robinson not know?
I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows at all. And I think that
Mm.
this is their second death since they've been here. That is gonna look suspicious. Something is definitely up.
Yep. And then what are they going to tell the people? They
Um,
probably not tell the people nothing because.
yeah, they're not gonna tell people
But how do
anything.
you have a funeral without telling people?
That's a good question.
Like it's not like it's a big world. It's a mountain.
That's true.
Let me know what y'all think, man, in the comments. How y'all think they gonna handle this?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Agent Robinson might come to her senses when Xavier says, "You don't think this is weird? You don't smell something fishy here? You don't think this is funny that all of a sudden Cal is dead and now Billy
Billy.
is dead? Come on
I
now."
think Jane gonna try to take out Agent Robinson, and that's what's gonna wake her up, and she gonna have to beat Jane up.
Okay, predictions. I
You know
see.
what I'm
What y'all
saying?
think though? What are y'all thinking about the first three
Yes, bro.
episodes, the first four episodes? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? What do you want to see
Yes,
happen in this series moving forward? Because I am definitely here for it
I'm
for
here for
sure.
all of it.
I'm here
Cause
for it. So I'm excited to see my predictions come through for episode 5. I can't
listen,
wait.
so episode 5, I think we definitely gonna get a girl on girl fight scene going on.
You want this? You've been calling the fight scene since we got Paradise. Like, I don't.
I'm saying, man. I'm saying. I don't think we even got a fight scene yet. Like,
No, I don't think we're
yeah,
going to. I mean, I don't think
yeah.
that we're
It's
necessarily
it's
going
it's
to.
it's needed. It's need. The most we got was somebody dying. Like, come on, give me some more. Give me some
Well, you just
more.
want some more action, so
Just a little
I
bit.
get that.
Just a little.
I can
It's
rock
only
with that.
because the tension in the show feels like it needs more.
Yeah,
So we're gonna see.
that's true. Well, we will see, guys. You know how to
Yeah.
find us every episode that drops will be right here on Big Go Belt Media YouTube channel. You can find us all over the place, and holler at us. Leave those comments. We will definitely respond to you. And until next time, peace,
Peace.
y'all.
Regulars.